is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
It is 5 o'clock on your Thursday. Good morning to you. I'm Lauren Casey. Here's what's making headlines on this April 30th. Indiana is creating new resources to control the spread of COVID-19. What the state is doing to trace those who could have been exposed to the virus. During the pandemic, some parents are avoiding taking their kids to the doctor for those routine checkups and vaccinations, while health officials say that's putting them at greater risk for other serious diseases. And many Hoosiers are suffering emotionally and mentally due to COVID-19. Working for You will show you where you can find free mental health resources to help with things like depression and anxiety. But first, here at 5 o'clock, we need to get a check of your Storm Team 6 forecast. I'm Lauren Casey, and Todd Clausen is standing by at home with a look at what you can expect as you head out the door this Thursday. You'll want to grab a light jacket, Todd.
Yeah, you'll need the jacket, and you may want to have the umbrella, Lauren, as we'll be dealing with some scattered showers here making their way through the area at times throughout the day today. It's definitely not going to be a washout. And Storm Team 6 radar right now is pretty quiet as you look at it here on your screen as we sweep across. There's just a few light showers across parts of the area. The showers are probably most numerous here in northwestern portions of the state, but these are actually going to start to drop down to the south. So as we go throughout the morning, you'll be dry, and then you'll get some light showers move through, then you'll be dry again, and that's kind of the way it'll be throughout the entire day. The back edge of the rain, though, is here just to the west of Chicago and eastern Illinois, and as this area of low pressure makes its way off into Canada, that will pull the rain with it. That is the good news. The bad news is we have northwesterly winds today. Temperatures much cooler. We're in the 40s right now, and temperatures will just slowly warm throughout the day today. We'll eventually get up to about 48 to 49 degrees for your high temperature, but that won't occur until the rain comes to an end later on this evening. So overall, Lauren, just not a whole lot of movement temperature-wise. So as you mentioned earlier, have that jacket if you're going to be out and about.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. As you're heading out on the roads, maybe heading to work early this morning, here's a look over on the east side. This is I-465 near Washington Street, where traffic is traveling up to speed. You may want to use Washington Street to reroute due to the I-70 closure on the east side. Well, here at RTV6, we're continuing to keep you updated with the very latest information on the COVID-19 outbreak. 63 new deaths and more than 600 new cases have been reported in the state of Indiana. More than 17,000 Hoosiers have tested positive since the beginning of the pandemic. 964 people have died from the virus. For the first time, the reported deaths include a patient younger than 20 years old. Officials say they cannot release the exact age. More than 90% of the deaths are those 60 years or older. Indiana state officials announcing that they're investing in the contact tracing to learn more about the spread of COVID-19. Now that involves identifying people who have tested positive for COVID-19 and finding out who all they may have come in contact with while they were contagious. The state says it's partnering with the company Maximus to centralize this process. It's another key part of safely reopening our state.
The Indiana State Department of Health plans to use technology to reach out to all COVID-positive patients with an email and a text and ask them to call our call center.
Well, during that call, the patient will be asked to share phone numbers and email addresses of people who they may have been in contact with. Well, this new plan includes hiring at least 500 people. Those people will be trained in contact tracing and investigations by experts with the state health department. The call center is expected to be up and running around May 11th. The coronavirus pandemic has some public health experts worried it could create another crisis due to a drop in vaccinations. Our Kelsey Anderson is joining us live this morning with what doctors are saying as many parents are canceling appointments over fears that their kids may get infected with COVID-19. Kelsey, a lot of parents wondering about this. What do you know?
Hey, Lauren, good morning. So what's kind of staggering to hear right now is that vaccinations have dropped more than 50% in just the last 2 months. So according to the PCC, a pediatric electronic health records company, comparing the week of February 16th before all the stay-at-home orders and April 5th, measles, mumps, and rubella shots dropped 50%. Diphtheria and whooping cough were down by 42%, and HPV vaccines were down the most by 73%. And doctors want you to know that you shouldn't be afraid to bring your kids in for wellness checkups.
Some of the practices have built in ways of either bringing those children early in the morning, schedule appointments so there's none of them in the same waiting room at the same time.
Now, if you are worried about taking your kid into the doctor's office, Dr. Christensen suggests calling ahead and seeing what they're doing, what precautions they're taking to make sure you and your child is safe. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
Kelsey, thank you so much. Today, a new testing location will be open to the community. The testing site will be at Eastern Star Church near 30th and Arlington. The city of Indianapolis added the location to help address the virus in high-impact communities. The tests are free, but you must make an appointment. You can find out more information and register on our website, theindychannel.com. Advocates for Postal Service workers say the agency could run out of money by the fall if it doesn't get financial help. Mark Deminstrine with American Postal Workers Union says the COVID-19 crisis is hitting the U.S. Postal Service hard. Businesses are scaling back coupons and mailings in a big way.
If the post office doesn't get relief, then what the post office does for the people of this country, including absentee voting and vote by mail, will all be at risk.
Well, the post office was struggling before this pandemic. Diamondstein is calling for a federal economic relief package. This afternoon, Vice President Mike Pence will make a stop right here in central Indiana where life-saving equipment is being made. He's scheduled to visit the GM plant in Kokomo. That facility plans to make 30,000 ventilators by August. The exact time of Pence's visit is not being made public. We'll have live coverage of that on the IndyChannel.com and also on the RTV6 app. Organizations are working to make sure that truck drivers here in Indiana are staying safe while they continue to do their work during this pandemic. Protective masks will be distributed tomorrow at the Greenfield Rest Area on I-70. They'll also be given out in LaPorte County on I-94. The Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration will distribute these masks. They were given $1 million from FEMA to give to truck drivers all across the country. Indiana state leaders are working to make sure that you and your family have access to everything you might need during this time. Now, that includes financial assistance and mental health resources. Our own Alyssa Donovan explains.
Mental health issues and substance abuse disorders can be triggered by isolation, according to mental health professionals. So when Indiana Family and Social Services staff started noticing an increase in calls for help, they decided to take action. The data doesn't lie. Since the stay-at-home order went into place in Indiana, calls to 911 for certain issues and crisis hotlines have been on the rise. Suicide calls between March 13th and April 13th up 138% in Marion County. Domestic 911 calls during that time up 46%. In St. Joseph County, mental problem investigation calls up 50%.
As we started to see these trends emerging, we knew that we had to put something together that was easily accessible to start providing a foundation of increased support for our state and our communities.
Which is why Indiana Family and Social Services has rolled out this website, BeWellIndiana.com. To make it easier to find tools to help you through the pandemic, you can find resources for mental health issues, substance abuse issues, and financial assistance. There are also videos with tips on how to deal with this crisis, how to discuss it with your children, and how to deal with the mental stress.
It's important for people to understand it is not a matter of if my mental health will be affected by this crisis. It's about when and how.
The website is new, and Indiana Family and Social Services staff are looking for feedback. If you want to check out the website, it's called BeWellIndiana.com. I'm Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
Alyssa, thank you. The time right now is 5:09. We do have good news for donut lovers. Long's Bakery says it will reopen tomorrow. The business posted the news on Facebook and Instagram. Only 4 customers will be allowed in at a time. Employees will have masks and gloves. Long's Bakery has been closed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. There are 2 locations. One is in the 1400 block of North Tremont Street on the west side. The other is on the south side in the 2300 block of East Southport Road. The weather today is causing the 122nd Fighter Wing to reschedule its salute to first responders. The National Guard's 122nd Fighter Wing was planning to fly over central Indiana hospitals today to honor those on the front lines of the coronavirus outbreak. They will now hold this salute on Saturday and added more locations to the flight path, including Terre Haute and Anderson. You can find details on the flight paths and the timing on our website, theindychannel.com. And Todd, I know a lot of people posting on social media that they've been looking forward to seeing this, and I think the weather Saturday looks like it'll be perfect for a flyover.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the weather should cooperate. So Saturday is the day they picked. You're going to be in great shape, much better than today. Today, we're just going to have those low overcast hanging clouds and some showers. So not ideal for flying conditions, especially low levels like they will be flying here across Indiana. So we'll look forward to Saturday. That should be pretty awesome across the area. Today, as you walk out the door this morning, you may want to grab that extra cup of coffee here today. Temperatures running a lot cooler. We're in the 40s across the area with skies that are mostly cloudy. There's a few sprinkles here and there. And as we go throughout the day today, there'll be a couple scattered showers across the area. Nothing heavy throughout the day, and the showers should become fewer and far between as we work our way throughout the afternoon hours. I think the bigger story today, outside of the rain chances, the temperatures. We just really struggle to warm throughout the day today with the clouds that'll be around. So on this last day of April, we should be getting up to 68 degrees, about 20 degrees below normal today with highs in the upper 40s and a couple locations, Lauren, getting into the low 50s.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. A new experimental drug could be the key to helping patients recover from the coronavirus. Coming up, the latest steps health and government officials are taking to improve treatment and testing. The economy has been hit hard by the coronavirus, and experts say it's only getting worse. Still ahead, how long officials say it will take for the country to rebound. And let's take a look right now outside. If you're heading out to work early this morning, heading out on the road, you shouldn't have any problems right now on the west side. No crashes, no delays to slow you down. And this is a live look at I-465 near Crawfordsville Road. We'll be right back after this break.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, tonight on ABC.
Well, right now, government officials are working to get a new antiviral medicine available to COVID patients. The first results of the experimental drug remdesivir were released yesterday, and scientists conducted a global study and say it has the ability to speed up recovery from the coronavirus by 31%. While it can't cure COVID, it's the first scientifically proven treatment for the virus. Dr. Anthony Fauci says the drug will become the standard of care for patients. The Pentagon says it will use the Defense Production Act to help boost COVID-19 testing all around the country. The Defense Department plans to use the DPA specifically to boost production of testing swabs. Puritan Medical Products has been awarded a $75.5 million contract to hopefully double its swab production. Governors say then they need more testing supplies to increase testing capabilities in their states. The Pentagon says it expects 40 million swabs to be produced by the company every month starting in May. COVID-19 isn't just a health threat, it's also a wealth threat. The pulse of the U.S. economy is faint right now, and it will be for a while before it recovers. John Lawrence reports.
The U.S. economy infected by the coronavirus.
We're going to see economic data for the second quarter that's worse than any data we've seen for the economy. And they're a direct consequence of the disease and the measures that we're taking to protect ourselves from it.
Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell says this is a crisis the U.S. has never seen before.
Next week's jobs report is expected to show that the unemployment rate, which was at 50-year lows just 2 months ago, has surged into double digits.
The recovery process is expected to be gradual, but President Trump is optimistic.
I think next year is going to be an incredible year for our economy. I think the fourth quarter is going to be really, really good.
In the meantime, businesses struggle to stay afloat.
We went from a full restaurant of 120 seat capacity to maybe 2 or 3 people trickling in.
It makes you realize, what you used to have and now you don't have it, right?
And look forward to an economic rebound.
When the spread of the virus is under control, businesses will reopen and people will come back to work. We will continue to use our tools to assure that the recovery, when it comes, will be as robust as possible.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Well, because of the pandemic's hit to air travel, Boeing announced it will cut about 16,000 jobs and scale back production. The company says it lost $1.7 billion in the first quarter. The coronavirus outbreak has prompted airlines to cancel and delay orders for new planes as Americans cancel their travel plans. The 16,000 job cuts are about 10% of Boeing's workforce. The company says they'll be done in combination of buyouts, natural attrition, and involuntary layoffs. In New York, couples don't have to wait for the coronavirus pandemic to be over to say I do. In an effort called Project Cupid, residents can get their marriage license online. The government says it will start by the end of the week. All couples have to do is go to the city clerk's website and pay the fee electronically. The site will be available in 11 languages. The time right now is 5:17. It is Thursday, and Todd, we have one more kind of yucky day to get through before a great forecast.
Yeah, you know, today we took a step backwards with the rain, which we had yesterday, but I guess we took a big step backward temperature-wise across the area. But it's just a one-day deal here. We're back into the more spring-like weather tomorrow and into the weekend, but let's get through this Thursday together. And you notice the rain chances will decrease in coverage as the day goes on. So the showers are the most numerous here this morning, and then they'll start to decrease as we get into the afternoon and eventually the evening hours. With that said, there's not a whole lot out there on Live Storm Team 6 radar. As we switch over to a different type of radar, you can see this one's picking up a little more in the way of shower activity. And all these showers are moving in a little bit of a unique direction. They're coming in from the northwest, and then they're pushing off towards the southeast, and then eventually they're curving back up towards the north. And that's because they're all wrapping around an area of low pressure that is situated to our north. So some spotty showers in Rockville as well as Frankfort over to Lafayette right now. And then there's a few spotty showers as we make our way to the south and east, Bloomfield over towards the Bedford area. The ones in Rushville have now moved out of the area. But the center of low pressure, that is up here across parts of Michigan. Eventually, this is going to start to make its way off into Canada. As that happens, it'll pull the rain with it. It'll pull the clouds with it. And that's what eventually gets us back into the sunshine. But here's a live look at TrueCast as we work our way throughout the day today. You'll notice the showers still around at 10 a.m. There's a few more linger into the early afternoon hours before they quickly start to diminish later on this evening. And then overnight tonight, that is when the clouds are going to start to clear out, and that's going to set us up for the nice stretch of weather. But look at these temperatures. We're in the 40s right now anywhere you go across the area. Warmer to the south at 47 in Bedford. Only 41, though, to the north in Peru. Throughout the day today, temperatures hold steady throughout the morning and then just creep up a couple degrees throughout the afternoon hours into the upper 40s to right around 50 degrees. Tomorrow, it's a much better day for us as we get into your Friday forecast. We start off chilly in the 40s, but we warm quickly tomorrow up into the low to mid 60s. With skies that'll be partly cloudy. And then as we continue onward into the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, temperatures in the mid 70s. Sunday even maybe close to 80 in some locations, although the cold front will come through on Sunday with a round of showers and storms for some of you. It doesn't look widespread at this point. And then as we work our way into next week behind that cold front, it's a little cooler. Temperatures anywhere from about 65 to 70 degrees for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Lauren.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Let's take a look at traffic right now north of downtown. I-65, a view here near 30th Street where traffic's moving along up to speed. No delays to slow you down. So let's head down to the Beech Grove area. Good morning to you here on the southeast side. I-465 near Emerson Avenue. Traffic's moving along up to speed, both eastbound and westbound. No delays to slow you down. Well, a new class of Baseball Hall of Fame inductees will have to wait until next year for their big moment. Officials say the 2020 induction ceremony, which would have been held in Cooperstown in New York on July, has been canceled. The National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum says it would be unsafe to hold induction events during the coronavirus outbreak. However, the 2020 inductees will receive their honors during next year's ceremony. They include Derek Jeter, Marvin Miller, Ted Simmons, and Larry Walker. Dairy Queen giving us a blast from the past. They released a new blizzard, and the flavor is Frosted Animal Cookie. It consists of frosted animal cookie pieces and pink confetti icing. There are also cookie crumbles and rainbow sprinkles on top. The blizzard is part of Dairy Queen's summer menu, which also includes cotton candy and raspberry fudge bliss flavors. That looks pretty good. Getting outside is part of many people's routines while the coronavirus restrictions are in place. After the break, how one family is sprucing up their neighborhood with a little humor. We'll be right back. It is 5:25 on your Thursday. Welcome back. Here's a live look at traffic up in the Whitestown area. I-65 near State Road 334. You can see by all the headlights out that way, traffic is picking up, but traveling up to speed. Well, during the stay-at-home orders, many take time to go on walks outside during the day, and to help make some of those walks more enjoyable, one Kansas family had a creative idea. Jenny Stilley and her daughters decided to line their own one-mile neighborhood route with jokes. They tied the family-friendly humor to the trees along the way. The neighbors say they enjoyed the laughs, and it gives their kids something to do. The Stilley family says they're happy to share some joy during this time.
I think this is a way that anyone can just take the time to spread a joke, and it can just bring back memories or make someone's day.
Well, the family says they plan to continue posting the jokes even after this pandemic is over. And Todd, that's one of my favorite things, all the new traditions that are being started during the pandemic that'll hopefully be carried over when the stay-at-home order is dropped. I don't know if you've seen anything, but one of my favorites are the Zoom meetings with friends and family. I'm like, we should do that more often.
Yeah, I had friends play left, right, center, the dice game via Zoom over the weekend. Yeah. So, yeah, people are coming up with creative ways to interact with each other, and I know you've done the same with your friends as well. So, yeah, I hope these things continue. You know, if the weather's bad, you could always Zoom, right? Outside right now, today's one of those days where the weather is not the best. It's not terrible. You notice a few spotty showers on radar there in the center of your screen. Temperatures right now are sitting in the 40s anywhere you go. And as we work our way throughout the day, the showers should diminish in coverage as the day goes on. Temperatures to the east a little bit cooler, where you dry out a little bit quicker. Off to the west later on this afternoon, slowly you'll creep up into the 50s, but everybody's below normal. That changes though as we head into the weekend. More on that coming up in just a little bit.
Well, an NBA legend took the time to surprise a student at Beech Grove High School. Just ahead on Good Morning Indiana, the advice Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is giving to the class of 2020. We'll be right back.
Make a donation or volunteer today.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now at 5:30, another potential health crisis could be on the horizon as parents cancel regular doctor visits to avoid the coronavirus. How doctors' offices are trying to ease parents' fears.
As of right now, much like a lot of other people, we're having to dip into savings, which is not ideal, but we're doing what we have to do to get by.
Many people are still waiting on their federal stimulus checks. We're working to find out why and the tips to help you speed up the process. But before we get to our top stories today, it is 5:30. I want to thank you for joining us here on Good Morning Indiana. I'm Lauren Casey. Todd Clausen is standing by from home this morning. And Todd, today's one of those lucky days where you don't have to go outside because it's not the nicest morning here.
Yeah, you know, it's damp, it's dreary, it's chilly. That's the big change. I think the temperatures from yesterday, Lauren, as yesterday, you know, we had the clouds, but we're still around 60 degrees. Here today, we're only sitting in the 40s. So what do you need to grab before you go? If you are going to be out and about, well, forget about the sunglasses. You do not need them. Have the umbrella handy and the jacket, as these temperatures are very chilly. As far as the umbrella goes, honestly, I don't know if you need to carry that thing around all day long or maybe at all. If you have a hooded jacket, you may be better off, just simply because these showers as they move through are going to be very, very light. Right now, they're the most numerous up towards Lafayette. But what you see near Chicago, that's going to start to make its way into our area as this whole area of low pressure starts to pull off to the east. And it's essentially raining itself out. So what that means is essentially that this area of low pressure is moving so slow, it's not being able to reproduce or generate more in the way of showers because it's losing its punch. So that's good news for us. The showers will diminish throughout the day and temperatures will slowly start to warm. Right now we're sitting in the 40s anywhere you go. It's a slow climb today, but eventually we will see our temperatures climb up into the low 50s in some locations. But with the breeze, which it's not going to be super gusty out there, it's going to though make it feel more like the low to mid 40s throughout the day today. So more of a fall-like feel as we get back into the weekend though. More spring-like weather's heading our way. More on that, Lauren, in just a few minutes.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Let's take a look right now at traffic. This is up on the north side, I-465 over the White River. And you can see traffic is starting to pick up a little bit eastbound and westbound, but it's traveling up to speed. No delays to slow you down. So let's look across town down to the south side. I-65 as you're entering or leaving Johnson County. You can see everything here is moving along smoothly on Interstate 65. We'll continue to keep you updated if there are any crashes or delays. New this morning, a man is in the hospital following gunfire on the city's east side. Police say a fight involving 3 men started just before midnight on Raleigh Drive. Officers say more than 30 rounds were fired, hitting 1 man, and this morning he is listed as stable. Police believe the shooter ran from the scene. This morning, investigators are still working to learn what led up to the argument. At 5:33 here on your Thursday, we do want to get you caught up on the latest with the coronavirus outbreak in our state. State Health Department confirms 63 new deaths from the virus. So far, 964 Hoosiers have died from COVID-19. Health officials say 605 more people have tested positive for the coronavirus. And this morning, more than 17,000 Hoosiers have been diagnosed with COVID-19. This morning, the ACLU of Indiana says they filed public records request with the governor's office and President Trump's administration. The requests seek information of the government's understanding of the COVID-19 impact on prisons. For weeks, the ACLU has pushed for some inmates to be released to help slow the spread of COVID-19. A spokesperson for the governor's office says they will fulfill the requests according to the law. At 5:34, the coronavirus pandemic has some public health experts worried that this could create another crisis due to the drop in vaccinations. Our Kelsey Anderson is joining us live this morning with what doctors are saying as some parents are canceling appointments over fears that their kids might get infected with COVID-19. Kelsey, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Lauren. So something that's pretty staggering is that the amount of kids getting vaccines has dropped more than 50% over the last 2 months since these stay-at-home orders began. According to PCC, a pediatric electronic health records company, comparing the week of February 16th before all the stay-at-home orders and April 5th, measles, mumps, and rubella shots dropped 50%. Diphtheria and whooping cough were down 42%, and HPV vaccines were down the most by 73%. We spoke to an expecting mother about her recent trip to the doctor, and she says the process was eerie, but she knows it's important to take these precautions so parents can feel safe sending their kids into the doctor.
You know, I went to our hospital and I got screened because my doctor's in the hospital. So they have all the doors shut down but like one, and you get screened and they take your temperature and ask why you're there because nobody can have visitors.
Most doctors' offices right now have special time set just for kids to get their vaccines, and most waiting rooms are closed and families are sitting in their cars until the doctor is ready. Now, if you do have worries about going to the doctor, you can always call ahead and ask them what precautions they're taking to make sure everyone stays safe. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
Kelsey, thank you. Here at 5:35, RTV6 is sharing resources and stories to help our community rebound from the coronavirus pandemic. That includes keeping you informed about the systems and the programs created to support you during this difficult time. Jason Mueller and his wife are still waiting for their stimulus check. They both work at Center Grove Schools, and Jason was already dealing with a personal health crisis before the COVID-19 outbreak.
October 30th of 2018, came down with pancreatitis. About 3 weeks later, was fully septic. Probably should have died. 65 days in the hospital. Had to relearn to walk again, 9 months on a feeding tube, nothing solid to eat. So yeah, it's been a trying 18 months.
Mueller learned that his check is delayed. He didn't get a refund from taxes due to missing so much work for his illness. He has since worked with the bank to get his account information to the IRS. And after speaking with them last night, his check is supposed to arrive this week, and we are wishing them the best. Some people in stimulus check limbo, though, are getting a message that says payment status not available on the IRS website. Social media users are sharing a simple trick to get answers if that happens. Try entering your street address using all capital letters, changing the way you abbreviate your address, or leaving out punctuation. It is 5:37. Indiana state leaders are working to make sure that you and your family have access to everything you might need during this time. That includes financial assistance and mental health resources. Our Alyssa Donovan explains.
Indiana Family and Social Services staff is working to make things easier for you and your family during this time, which is why they've created a website that has all of the resources you might need. A recent trend in rising suicide calls to 911 and crisis hotlines was part of the reason Indiana Family and Social Services staff decided to create this, the Be Well Indiana website. It's a one-stop shop for mental health resources, COVID-19 information, substance abuse information, and financial assistance details. Rachel Halleck, the Deputy Director of Mental Health and Addiction, says isolation can trigger mental health issues, but having easily accessible resources can make a major difference.
That if a person has the right tools in their toolbox, that they are able to actually address any concerns in the realm of mental health or substance use disorder on their own or with their loved ones before needing to seek out professional help. But if they don't have those tools, then whatever symptoms it is that they are experiencing tend to be exacerbated and get worse.
Along with resources, there are also videos with tips on how to deal with a crisis and how to discuss it with your kids. The website is new, and Indiana Family and Social Services staff are looking for feedback. If you want to check out the website, it's called BeWellIndiana.com. I'm Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
All right, Alyssa, thank you so much. Well, our commitment to connect you to job opportunities through hiring Hoosiers is now more important than ever. Apex Energy Solutions specializes in eco-friendly remodeling products. Many of its sales reps used to work in the hospitality industry. The company says sales positions may be a good fit for any laid-off restaurant or hotel employees who are interested in making a career change.
We have found that Apex is the perfect vehicle for those individuals during this challenging time that want to reinvent themselves, someone that wants to redevelop themselves in a new way, someone that maybe just hasn't found the right opportunity to step out of their comfort zone. We think right now is that right time.
Apex is looking to fill around 12 sales positions at its headquarters in Zionsville. Sales partners go through a 3-week paid training program. For more information, you can go to hiringhoosiers.com. It is 5:39. Let's check in with Todd Clausen and see what we can expect for our Thursday forecast. Hey, Todd.
Well, Lauren, it's a chilly day for us here across the area, but there will be the opportunity for you to get out and about to exercise if you choose to do so. You're just going to have to bundle up a little bit if you are going to be out and about. So if you're going for that walk or run, just know there are some rain showers that'll be around here throughout the day. And so from the 6 a.m. through p.m., we're going to give you the fair category. It goes poor, fair, or good. And just because it's chilly, and again, there are a few scattered showers that will be out there throughout the course of the day. They're probably a little more numerous this morning. The good news is, as we get into Friday and Saturday, it's completely dry. It is warmer as well. And then some slight rain chances come back into the forecast on Sunday as a cold front comes through. But most of Sunday should be dry, and you're really going to like the temperatures as we get into the weekend. I'll share those numbers with you coming up in just a few minutes. Lauren.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. The federal guidelines for social distancing set to expire today. Coming up, why President Trump says he's not extending those restrictions. Finances are tight for many Americans right now. Still ahead, how things could be getting tighter thanks to many due to credit card companies. And now let's take a live look in the downtown area. I-65, a view near St. Clair Street. I-65, as you can see, is open, but just a reminder that we have those lanes right there of I-70 blocked off. And so you'll notice the orange barrels on your screen shifting you over as you travel through that area. Use caution. We'll be right back after this short break.
Delicious. Special K.
Well, federal social distancing guidelines are set to expire today, and President Trump says he will not be extending them. In a briefing, Trump laid out his vision for a return to normalcy that he wants to happen with or without a vaccine. Meanwhile, doctors say the country should work to embrace the new normal of social distancing and mask wearing until a vaccine is approved. Right now, the coronavirus death toll in the United States is at 61,000. Although federal guidelines are expiring, it does not affect the orders set in place by the states or counties. Well, there's an upcoming deadline for stimulus checks for those who receive VA benefits or supplemental security income. May 5th is the last day to get a check for your kids if you get these benefits and weren't required to file a 2018 or 2019 tax return. If you miss the deadline, you'll still get your $1,200, but not the additional $500 per dependent until 2021. You can fill out the non-filer form on the IRS's website until noon on Tuesday. The happiest place on earth will likely look a lot different when it reopens. Disney World and Disneyland have been closed since mid-March because of the coronavirus. Both amusement parks are expected to reopen in phases. If the Orlando park follows local government recommendations, you can expect to see employees wearing masks, more touch-free sanitizing stations, and markers set up to maintain 6 feet while waiting in line for a ride. Neither park has announced when it will reopen. At 5:45, let's check in with Todd and see what we can expect as folks head out the door this Thursday. Hey, Todd.
Well, Lauren, it's a little on the cool side here this morning, and we're also dealing with a few very light rain showers that are across parts of the area. Live look outside from downtown to the north. The sky should start to brighten here in just about a half hour or so as sunrise is now before 7 o'clock, and temperatures outside right now, they currently sit in the 40s. It's a cool morning for us, and the temperatures you see right now on your screen, those are the temperatures we are going to deal with at least for the next few hours. There's not going to be much much of any warming that will take place during the morning hours today. 43 in Indy, 46 in Bloomington. We do have one little heavier shower that is out there currently across parts of the area, and it's west of Indianapolis as you make your way over into the Greencastle area. Back towards Rockville, a few spotty showers possible as well. And these are all part of a system that is rotating some showers through the area, and it's kind of a unique direction for us. They're coming in from the northwest and then pushing down towards the southeast. And then as you look towards Seymour, then you notice they start to curve back up as you make your way into Ohio. And that's because they're all making their way counterclockwise around an area of low pressure that's centered to our north across Michigan. Light rain in Lafayette as well as Frankfort right now, Rockville as well as Greencastle. And as we slide down to south Bloomington, a few showers for you as well. And we'll just dodge these light rain showers this morning off and on, and then they'll start to make their way out of the area, and that'll set us up for what will be a decent stretch of weather as we get into Friday and eventually into your weekend. Here's how it plays out on TrueCast. You can see these scattered showers making their way through the area at times, and then they'll start to make their way out of the area this evening. So I would say from this morning into early afternoon, that's the best potential that you'll see a couple of these showers, and then they'll start to again diminish as we get into the evening hours. Temperatures here today, they will slowly start to warm up as we get, if you want to call it warming up, we'll just slowly start to moderate, I guess, is a better way to put it, up to about 48, 49 degrees for our afternoon high. Those highs will occur pretty late in the day today. And then as we work our way into tomorrow, it's a cool start at 43 degrees at 8 a.m., but we're into the sunshine right away, and we get it to 63 degrees for your afternoon high. And then here is your weekend forecast. And this is what we'll look forward to, folks, across the area. 75 on Saturday with partly cloudy skies. Sunday, potentially close to 80 degrees before the cold front arrives with around a few scattered showers and storms. And then next week, decent week, 65 to 70 degrees with plenty of sunshine. So, Lauren, let's just get through today, and then we have much better weather that'll be heading our way starting tomorrow.
All right, we can do it, Todd. Thank you so much. Let's take a look right now at traffic. If you're heading out the door on this Thursday, I-465 near Ditch Road. This is up on the north side of town. We do have scheduled road work on the Ditch Road Bridge over 465 again today and also tomorrow, as they're doing some asphalt and sidewalk work in the area. So just avoid that if that's part of your commute. That is all weather dependent. Well, if you're counting on a credit card to help you rebound from this pandemic, even those companies are taking a hit from the economic crisis, and they're making some changes that could impact you.
They've really clamped down on new approvals, but even on existing customers. We're seeing some banks cutting credit limits, sometimes even canceling cards entirely. It's all about risk management.
Creditcards.com says that it could happen if you have cards you have not used in a while, if you're getting close to your limit, if your payments have been late, or if your credit score is falling. If you have trouble paying a credit card bill, you can contact the company. Many are working with their customers right now to skip payments with no fees or extra interest, and there are other credit card assistance programs out there. If you're thinking about a four-legged pal to keep you company during this ongoing isolation, well, today could be a great day to get one. April 30th is National Adopt a Shelter Pet Day. To celebrate, you can pay a visit to your local animal shelter and consider giving a pet a new home. But if you're not ready for that, you can still volunteer at a shelter or offer a donation. Indy Humane continues pet adoptions during the COVID-19 crisis. Their adoptions are by appointment only. So to get started, you just fill out an application on indyhumane.org. That's where you can also make a donation to the shelter. The coronavirus hit high school athletes especially hard, canceling many seniors' final seasons. Coming up, the encouraging message an NBA legend, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, sent to a local basketball team. We'll have that story on the other side of the break. Stick around.
Nights at 5:30.
This school year is especially difficult for many student athletes whose championship dreams have been dashed. But seniors at Beech Grove High School are getting some winning advice from a basketball legend. RTV6 Sports Director Dave First has the story.
Allie Hockett is as disappointed as any high school senior that the school year ended like this. So Allie reached out for advice.
Hi, Allie. This is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I don't think you really need any advice from someone who graduated college when Neil Armstrong first stepped on the moon.
She reached out to a Hall of Famer and quickly shared it with classmate Josh Copenhaver.
So you reached out to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I reached out. I said, if you could just give me some encouraging words. And then I mentioned the basketball team. I said, they've been through a lot this year, having lost their coach.
Black fist. That boy Gav, 8 minutes on the clock. Matt English lost a lengthy battle with cancer in December of 2018. His team was going for their first regional championship last March before the rest of the tournament was called off.
I know you're going to miss all of your friends at Beech Grove High School, especially the basketball team, which has been through so much lately, having lost their coach and having their season canceled right after winning sectionals.
I was in shock. It was really cool.
Mike Renfro was Matt English's assistant and is now the program's head coach.
I thought, and I know the kids really thought that we had a shot to win the whole thing this year. So it was a little disappointing there in the end, and probably one of the hardest things I had to do was let those kids know that we weren't going to the regional.
But Kareem wasn't done after learning about the program's slogan.
I love your team motto, though. We before me, because it's a lesson we can all live with.
When you get a response from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, that's pretty cool, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think my heart stopped for a minute and I just kind of started shaking.
At first, when Alex sent me the video, I thought it was like a joke. Because I was like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is like one of the all-time NBA greats. Like, why would he mention Beech Grove High School and the basketball team?
But clearly there's more than basketball being taught at Beech Grove High School. Matt's legacy was the lunch pail and hard hat he urged players to bring. Those same items were center stage when the team went on to win back-to-back sectional championships.
What do you think Matt would say about how this program has reacted over the last couple of seasons?
More than anything, I think he'd be proud. But I think he'd be really proud of the boys because they've worked very, very hard to get to where we are today.
It's a feeling these days felt school-wide.
Basketball is more than it's more than just basketball. Like, they implement life lessons in everything that we do.
We have been through things that no other class can really say that they've been through.
Best wishes in your college career, Allie. Take care now. Good luck.
And now a class with Hall of Fame status. Dave First, RTV6 Sports.
And an awesome story there by Dave First. Todd almost got a little emotional there. Matt English was my science teacher in high school, and he was just an amazing man. So we're all rooting for the Hornets, and that was such a cool moment from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, you know, Dave First, he just finds these great stories, and then he just tells us so great. And yeah, what a great story with Kareem reaching out. Yeah, little school, Beech Grove here in central Indiana. So that's awesome. All right, outside right now, the forecast not nearly as good, as we'll be dealing with some scattered showers here off and on throughout the course of the day today, especially this morning. And then once we work our way into the evening hours, these rain showers, they'll start to diminish. That is the good news. Temperatures today won't do a whole lot. We'll stay pretty steady throughout the morning, and then we'll slowly see the temperatures creep up closer to 50 degrees later on this afternoon as those rain chances start to diminish. The time now is 5:57. Good Morning Indiana is back in just a few minutes when Raphael joins Lauren and I. Stay with us. We'll see you then.